सगळे आमचे Herald TV पळयणाऱ्यांक माय मोगाचो येवकार. Ultimately, the Qatar 2022 World Cup is over, and it has been Argentina who beat France yesterday in the finals. The 2022 Qatar World Cup finals, which was won by Argentina, after defeating holders France on penalties 4-2, after the teams were deadlocked 3-3 at extra time, will go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest World Cup final of all time. It was a night of a wild drama. Argentina finally won their first title since 1986, and it was third overall. Messi joined Pasarella and Maradona as a World Cup winning captain. They ended a 36-year-old wait. The Argentina superstar is finally a World Cup champion. He rightly won the Golden Ball Award, and he had also won it in 2014. But yesterday's, I think it was something very, very special. After the first half, in which Argentina dominated, it was a thriller, 3-3 across 120 minutes. Argentina took a well-deserving lead via Messi and Di Maria in the first half. Messi was in a scintillating form right from the start. But as the match progressed, especially towards the later part of the second half, it was Mbappe who got France back with a brace inside 97 seconds of the second half. However, Messi found the net again in extra time, but again Mbappe rescued France after being anonymous in the first half, but that 90-second period of the two goals changed everything. Mbappe's hat-trick, was it in vain? However, he received the Golden Boot Award for his overall 8 goals, one more than Messi. In a rip-roaring grand finale, Argentina pipped France to win their third World Cup. Mbappe was devastated. He got some words of consolation from the French President Emmanuel Macron, but he had the look of someone just waiting to be somewhere else. It was a truly extraordinary tournament, and it was led by France's Mbappe that brought France back from the brink of defeat, and then it led to another 30 minutes of pure attention. Messi received the loudest cheers as his name was announced to receive the trophy. The stadium erupted with loud cheers and fireworks as Messi finally laid his hand on the Jules Rimet trophy. Messi lifted the cup. He was wearing a robe which is called a bisht, which is a traditional Arabic man's cloak that is usually worn by dignitaries at weddings and other formal occasions. History was made yesterday. To dissect what has happened yesterday, after the poor show by France, we have our own stalwarts with Bandit with Herald TV. Gavin Arouj, welcome once again and for the last time.
Thank you, sir.
And also Franklin Ronken from the Go Football Development Council. My Magatsoyokar Baba Franklin. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
This is our last dissection that we are making. And actually, when I was watching and I watched the first half, I said, will it be worth watching the second half? Because France had no shots at the goal at all. What do you say, Gavin?
I think I would like to congratulate the coaches, the managers, both the managers, and particularly Scolini. The way he lined up for every match was in a different way with a different formation. And it was surprising to see he lined up with the 4-3-3 with Di Maria up front. It was the only change in personnel. And they had a clear plan because Messi was on the right side, dragging all the players, and you could see time and again lot of switches to the left, and Di Maria would wait very wide. And the 34-year-old actually made a mockery of Conde and Dembele. And every time for the first 30-35 minutes, he was getting past them with ease. And that actually killed France in the first half. But what we didn't see is how they were defending once they lost the ball. It was at times 2-2-6 up front. So it was two central defenders, Romero and Otamendi behind. There were two holding midfielders, De Paul and Fernandes. And the remaining all were up front, the six. But on transition, whenever they lost the ball, these four were so alert to all the time intercept the passes and put the counter back. That's what we call counter the counter. And that is what put France behind on the back foot.
But Argentina, they were cruising pretty well for much of the match until Mbappe converted a penalty and scored a sensational equalizer to force the game into extra time as the 90-minute period ended in a 2-2 draw.
I believe France had a slow start and Argentina were very comfortable with the 2-0 lead. They were in the driver's seat and they felt, yes, they will go on easy for the victory. However, France had different plans and they came back 2-2. And from there on, the match really erupted. And you had everything in the extra time. So Messi scoring the third goal for Argentina and Mbappe scoring his hat-trick. It just blew out of proportion.
They say that after that it was insane football as chances flew around at both the ends.
Both ends. End-to-end, completely crazy stuff. And something very enjoyable to watch. I mean, everyone up their seats, jumping, screaming. They did not know whether every attack would be a goal. But overall, the performance that they've given is one of a biggest World Cup final that we have enjoyed to watch.
Yes, it is. Yeah, actually, it is. And when Messi scored that goal in the extra time, many thought, okay, it is now all over. But that flawless Mbappe converted the penalty kick as well. And he became the first player since 1966 to score a hat-trick in the final of a World Cup. And yet, Mbappe and France ended up on the losing side with Argentina winning the penalty shootout.
Yeah, so starting back with Di Maria, everybody would wonder why he started yesterday in the final, because maybe the coach understood that this guy is up for the finals. He scored in the Olympic gold medal they won. He scored in the Copa America 1.5 years ago. And that's why he started, because he was a big match player. But the recovery of France started when they considered the second goal. And then Deschamps makes his two moves. From 4-2-3-1, he switches to 4-5-1 and brings in Thuram for Giroud. And on the right side, Dembele was substituted for Colo.
But Argentina is known to take a lead of 2 or whatever and then concede.
So they started gaining some possession moment the change was made and before the halftime. But here, just before I think it was 60th minute, 60 minutes plus, where Scaloni decided, okay, now let's remove Di Maria. They went into a different formation, little more defensive. That was enough.
It was an epic of a match. It was a slugfest, and no football game will possibly match up to the 2022 World Cup final.
Definitely, because this is one of the biggest finals that we've ever watched, with so much of end-to-end, so much of excitement. But coming back to what I'm sure both the coaches would not want to have this kind of a final wherein you concede 3 goals each. Gavin will agree to what I'm saying, because everyone wants to defend. They wouldn't want to concede. Hence, I think you have to give a lot of credit to the Argentina coach, who has changed his formation every now and then. Everyone was surprised with Di Maria coming into the picture in the starting 11. And like Gavin also mentioned, even I have the same opinion that he's a big match player. He delivers on the bigger stage. And in the finals, he definitely scores, which he did yesterday.
And mind you, Argentina bounced back from one of the most shocking results in World Cup history, and finally survived the most mind-boggling back and forth World Cup final of all time.
I think we have to give credit to Emiliano. If the young kids are listening to this broadcast and you like to know his life story, for 10 years at Arsenal, he almost didn't start a single match. So there is resilience. Even there when he was, I think 17 till 27, he had barely started. I think his first 11 opportunity came at the age of 27. Then it was the FA Cup final he won. There he really cemented his place. But you know when he won his first cap for Argentina? In Copa America last year.
Yes.
And then he wins that Golden Glove. And now, if you go to see in the tiebreaker, at least it was, I could feel that players will feel taking a penalty against him. So that is his presence. And again, I will touch with this resilience.
It is.
You know, there is a famous quote by Arsene Wenger where he talks about young players, motivation, stamina of motivation. How bigger is your motivation to go on for years, to fight with your struggles, to fight with your not good form, and then at the age of 30, he's just won everything.
He never gave up.
Never gave up, and that's what Arsene Wenger talks about. He doesn't talk about the intensity of the motivation, but he talks about the stamina of the motivation because it takes years.
Yes, it takes years. But ultimately, France lived up to their reputation after a disappointing first half as they were trailing by 2 goals. In the end, France showed that they are part of football royalty. They were ravaged by injuries coming into this World Cup, and still they reached the final with some ease. Then they were ravaged by a virus before the final. Then in the final, they were down and out for much of the match itself. And somehow, they came from 0-2 down.
Like in our previous editions also, sir, if you I can recollect, I've also mentioned that France has a lot of depth of talent, and that is very crucial for them that they've come up till the finals. And you could see the substitutions that the coach has done. They were very good substitution. Before halftime, you're removing 2 of your players, your first 11 players, and you substitute them. He has enough of depth in the talent that he knows that they can come and deliver. And those 2-3 substitutions made the difference for France, and the game was turned around at that point of time.
It is an extraordinary team, an extraordinary group of players, and their talisman, a generational talent in Kylian Mbappe. So we come to the end of the first half. We have an interval. You have been watching the last episode, the 31st episode of Band It with Herald TV, which is supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Betalbatim, Adlengoy Family Restaurant, Darya Deger Multi-Cuisine Restaurant Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navilin. Stay back with us. We'll be coming very shortly.
Please do drop in at a small little family restaurant called Adlengoy, which is just 5 minutes from Basilica of Born Jesus and Say Cathedral. In this small restaurant, we serve authentic Goan cuisine, and we are known even for our fresh fish, chicken, mutton, etc. Also, we are known even for the other cuisines like tandoori, Indian, Indo-Chinese. So why don't you come over? Also, we have a full-fledged bar, and our bartenders do really good, amazing cocktails and mocktails. And also, most important point, we are having a live premiere of the FIFA World Cup. So do drop in with your family and friends, and for reservations, dial the number on the screen.
Today we are at Martin's Place, and the ambience sarke chod bare. Like, look at this, so spacious and so nice. You feel like dancing. So let's cheers for it. The food here is next level. Like, it's so good, and so the prawns, guys, they were so kurkurit. Like, it is approved by Mr. Kurkurit. So look at me, eat them. And Goan sausage stuffed squids. Kitne lagtale re ho. Sam ke kadis boom bang bang zasta. Ani tenge signature dish mila mare stuffed crabs. Kitne lagta bara pure crab meat, white wine, ani cream, ani cheese gun. Jauna hel mera ami prawns pulao ani chicken kafrial. Kafrial ki lagta har ke chod bare.
Welcome back to bend it with a Herald TV. Messi won the Golden Ball Award. He had also got this award in 2014. The Golden Boot went to Mbappe with 8 goals, but Mbappe yesterday was crestfallen, there being no smile on his face as he went to receive the trophy. However, the 24-year-old is a superstar. What a player he is turning out to be. And he gave what is the greatest performance by any player in a losing cause in the World Cup. 21-year-old Enzo Fernandez won the Young Player of the Tournament award, and Emiliano Martinez, another superhero, won the Golden Gloves award. Ultimately, Messi is at peace at last that he got the one missing trophy from his cabinet, in which everything is there, every trinket that anybody could ever win in football, except for the Golden Gloves because he's not a goalkeeper. Messi is the first player to lead Argentina in the World Cup after Maradona. Maradona must be smiling from the heavens. He had called Messi his successor when Messi was a young lad bursting on the scene in Barcelona. Messi has arguably become more than that now. Everyone is hugging Messi. There was this former player, Sergio Aguero, the Argentine stalwart, who was forced to retire a year ago with a heart ailment. He was there on the pitch, and he will be always the part of this team. He was also Messi's roommate. It was a bone-crushing pressure in the penalty shootout. Mbappe scored, Messi scored. But then what happened?
Emiliano took over.
Yes. There you are.
I mean, there was no doubt at all. I mean, such a goalkeeper, what a personality. And he puts fear in the player who's walking up to take the penalty. Big mind games he plays. I think most of us didn't watch for the second penalty, for the first penalty save. He pushes the ball away. And when the camera zooms out, you can see the player going and picking up the ball. Those are all things he does. And of course, his size in the goal is too huge. He almost guesses everything right. It was only Kylian Mbappe. I was surprised, like 3 times he got past him twice in the regulation time and once in the penalty shootout. But twice he touched his hand, just for the sheer power the ball went through.
Yeah. It was the most extraordinary football match that one has seen. And I feel Mbappe has stolen the show. Not Pele, not Maradona, not Ronaldo. Mbappe is the second player ever to score the first hat-trick since Geoff Hurst in 1966, who scored a World Cup final hat-trick.
After you scoring a hat-trick for your team and you still end up on the losing side will be hurtful, very, very. It is very painful. I don't recollect where a player scored a hat-trick and has been on the losing side. Eventually, you always are on the winning side.
And plus, yeah, you are right.
So, Mbappe was phenomenal yesterday, especially after the comeback from 2-0 down. He was the one who was looking lively, and he was the one who was looking very sharp to even score the 4th, probably. But I think in the end of the game, with Emi Martinez doing that perfect save, which his leg, I felt he had an extended leg that came out from there. And that, I think, saved Argentina in a big, big way. And everyone has seen the penalties. Emi Martinez is the one who they should be really, really thankful for.
In the first half, the great Mbappe was nowhere in the picture.
I mean, when they changed the formation from 4-2-3-1 to it was almost 4-5-1, he came in the center sometimes, started wide right, Thuram with his pace, and then Kolo on the right instead of Dembele. The inclusion of Koeman started the renaissance from there. And you could see more up front, more pace, more power going forward. Mbappe dropping back to pick up the balls, and then he started driving from there.
Well, in the first half, he never got the support that he needed.
I think the defenders of Argentina did a good job. They were intercepting almost everything. Even in the second half, you could see they were reading the game so well. Giroud didn't even touch the ball. Mbappe didn't get the service just because they were so good on transition to intercept everything. I mean, that's what we have to focus on. Not only attackers, that these people allowed their teammates like the Argentines to stay up because they intercepted everything.
In the extra time, both the teams had chances to score, both. But I think those were brilliant chances. Probably Argentina lost more so because of those two late shots.
There were chances both ends, and it's a final game. It's everything on the line for what they have worked in for so many years, 4 years in the making, and such kind of cold feet or such nervousness is definitely a part of a human tendency to erupt. But all in all, the chances that were there, they could have converted. Even you had Lautaro Martinez, who should have converted, but the block by the defender was terrific, absolutely terrific.
And there were two blocks.
Two blocks, and even on the other side,
even the goal that Messi he tried, but the ball had crossed the line.
Cross the line. But it was a very good save from Hugo Lloris prior to that.
Yes.
But the rebound from Messi was inside the goal.
But whatever you may say, Mbappe and France came almost back from the dead.
I think very good final. For them, I think they're used to playing in the final, and that is why they perform like Euro finals, the World Cup final winner last year and last time, and this time they're again in the final. So that's a habit, and once you're in a habit of getting through things, you fight your way back. And I think it would be so bad for the World Cup finals if they had not come back.
Yeah, if you see the first half, domination total by Argentina.
And that's why I congratulate both the managers for altering things time and again and giving us a good final.
The second half you have seen, as minutes ticked by in the second half, and especially the last 30 minutes, France looked the better side also.
What I saw from the game, the moment the Argentina manager pulled off Di Maria, obviously Di Maria was tired. There was a more of a defensive approach which allowed France to open up the attack much easier, and those two goals was enough for them to turn it around. At least I felt if the way they were pushing and they were pressing up front, they could have scored even the third goal in the regular
I think
time.
it would have been over.
It would have been over.
A third goal by Argentina would have set to rest everything.
Everything completely.
But the match went ultimately from being a cold turkey to a pot boiler. France were almost gone. They could not even get the ball on their feet. And then, in a matter of seconds, they brought Argentina back to earth. With 9 minutes to go, Mbappe gets a fantastic 1-2 with Thuram in the air and then slots in a first-time shot. Extraordinary goal, and France, incredibly, inexplicably, are on level terms.
I think beautiful volley. I think when we were watching it, people will want him to control, to make it 100%. But he takes it first time, and what a volley. It's like just sleeping on the floor before the ball touches the ground, and it's so much power. Again, Emiliano Martinez touches his hand, too much power.
But that is real football what we have seen.
Such touch of class, such type of precision you get only from the greats that are available.
And they say that it was a dream for all the Argentinian fans. The quality of the final had gone out, and it became a bit scrappy in the first half. But how things have changed later on.
This is what football is all about. We've always seen that there's always great comebacks that happen in football. You may be leading until the 85th, 90th minute, and you can still come back with 2 goals and make it equalize.
There was a drama in the late part of the second half. France doing parity 2-2. Nobody expected.
Yeah, so
it.
2-0 lead is a very, very dangerous lead. I'm not saying 1-0 lead is better, because the moment you concede 1 goal, you will have butterflies in your stomach. I mean, now we are scared. Okay, is it going to go out of your hands? And the moment it happens, the moment the fear comes in, you will see the opponents will be already fired up. And normally you see comebacks.
There was a drama, but in extra time, more drama.
Like I was saying, I thought in the regulation time, France could have killed off this game. But if it had gone into extra time, it would there would be a little bit more organized in Argentina's structure, because after the first goal from France, they looked there was a lot of fear that crept into them, and after the 2-2, they were completely disorganized. They just didn't want the ball, and they wanted to just keep it, in the opposition half. But once it was the final, the 90th final whistle, and then you were going to extra time, they were more composed, they were more organized, and then they started playing their game up front.
If you look at the possession, first half 56% by Argentina, and it was just 44% by France. Later on it became 46, they were increased. But the worst was no shots and no shots on target by France, whereas second half they rose to 10 shots and 5 shots on target, whereas Argentina had 20 shots in all, and on target were 10. They were always having an upper hand.
Yeah, in the first half, whatever, like even if it's 46%, it was not good possession. I think it was just in transition, they were losing the ball again and again. They never got opportunity in the attacking third. They were just losing the ball in the midfield third all the time. So that 46% was actually nothing.
And the way that they went in the first half, it looked like it would have been one of the easiest World Cups for Argentina. But it didn't turn out to be so.
They felt taking the 2-0 lead, they were in comfortable seat, at the driver's seat, and they thought it would just go on and would easily win it. But the comeback it was spiked and ignited the entire finals. And for every fan, it was really one of the best finals to witness in so many years to come. And this is something that's going to go down the history books, and everyone will remember and talk about this particular final for a long period of time.
It will be tough.
I think icing on the cake for Qatar, because very good World Cup and very good ending.
Qatar really deserves a round of applause. The way they have organized this, compared to all the negativity around, I think they have been absolutely beautiful hosts in hosting this huge tournament.
So the 31st episode of ours is coming to an end. And with that, we conclude our Bandit with Herald TV. Thanks to all our viewers for joining us throughout all our episodes, not forgetting our very dear panelists and the entire staff of Herald TV. It's time to say goodbye, but keep on watching Herald TV for latest news and stories. Before we bring down the curtain on this episode, it's my privilege to present this memorable moments of Goan soccer. This is a book that was written by the late Mr. Ajit K. Moye, and it has been published because of his brother Ashok Moye took the trouble in presenting this. It's my privilege to present the 2 copies. First to Gavin.
Thank you so
This
much,
is
sir.
the memory of this
Thank you for having me over.
episodes,
Pleasure.
and also to Franklin.
Thank you so much, sir.
I hope you'll enjoy reading lot of stories and lot of facts that you will enjoy reading as a part of the football history in Goa. Once again, to everyone, a very, very big thank you, especially to Gavin and Franklin.
Thank you, sir.
They have been the stalwarts of this Bandit with Herald TV. The program which is supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Betalbatim, Adlen Goy Family Restaurant, Doryadegar Multi Cuisine Restaurant Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navelim. To all the staff from Herald TV for their dedicated services, a very, very big thank you till we meet again.